Okay. What's up, gang? I thought I'd provide for you guys a little update. It's been a while. I know it's dark, but at this point, you probably are at least a little familiar with the fact that I go out at night. Because I like to do photography of the night sky. You've seen me shoot northern lights. I find peace sitting under the stars. Excuse me. The coffee I have with me is a half calf blend that I made myself with our Brazilian decaf, our classic decaf. It's wonderful. It's a little nutty, just like a nice soft chocolate behind that nuttiness. Not too complex. It's nice and warm, and then it's blended 1-to-1 with our Ethiopia Sidamo. Nice and fruity, sweet. Lately it's been giving me like blackberry jam type of feels, which is nice. So blended together, it makes something that's really, really wonderful. Nice and fulfilling on a night like this. I thought I'd just pop on and say hello, ask how you guys have been. I know that since the move to the UP and away from roasting in my own home, that the content has definitely shifted. And I feel that. I have no roaster at my home anymore, so I don't have a way to easily access a way to make roasting content for you guys that's off the clock, which is, I feel, okay. I have a certain sense of balance in my life right now, which is nice. But I do miss the days where I could just pop the roaster on and do a live stream with you guys or talk about roast profiles that I'm trying out. But I did want to just hop on and maybe chat with some of you other roasters out there. I am working with a Kenya peaberry right now. This isn't necessarily a plea for help, but in my experiences with Kenyas, I found them to be quite challenging. A lot of Kenyan coffees are high in moisture, quite acidic, which calls for extra finesse with a roasting profile. And I've been really working with this peaberry that we got in to put on the shelf as a new part of our rotational thing we've got going on at Dead River Coffee. And the best profile I was able to make on the Bullet was really nice. It had quite a lot of acidity, as the supplier noted that it would. And what we're seeking out of it is nothing too complex, but hearing noises at night, always kind of spooky. I'm by an old decommissioned bridge right now that can't be crossed by vehicles, but is enter at your own risk for pedestrians. Anyway, we've got this Kenya peaberry in that our supplier says has grapefruit, apricot, and brown sugar notes. And the best profile I was able to get out of it so far did give me lots of grapefruit in the aftertaste, which I really liked. Instead of brown sugar, we were really getting more of like a salted dark chocolate, almost like a dark chocolate bar with sea salt. And I think that's really nice too. And together that combination is really nice because you get that sea salt chocolate right up front, that dark chocolate with a lot of impact. That high acidity drives that first sip hitting you hard, and then the finish is nice and long lasting with grapefruit. That was the best profile I got out of 6 different roast profiles on the Bullet, and my struggles are with translating that to the new roaster. And this is why I haven't really made content yet about being able to do that, take a successful sample roast and then translate it to like something like our gas roaster, because I'm no master at that yet. It takes time. We've gone through quite a bit of beans trying to get this profile to translate, and what I have found is that there's a lot of heat that's needed. So I wanted to open a conversation. I've been reading Rob Hu's book, Modulating the Coffee Profile. I'm sorry if I know I'm getting that title of that book wrong right now. Modulating the Taste of Coffee, something like that. Rob Hu wrote a wonderful book. I'll put the actual title in the description below. But what I wanted to share with you was some of the thoughts that I was getting from him. There's some controversy about whether his thoughts and methods are correct about how to drive taste notes one way or the other, modulating times within the drying phase and Maillard phase and development phase. So I'm not taking it as like hard rules, but more like, okay, I'm working with this bean quite a lot longer than I usually am. Let's take this outside material and perhaps test some stuff out. That's what I've been doing. And I've been trying to shorten and shorten my drying phase and my Maillard phase to hit the right amount of development time, because what I'm finding is I'm spending like 6 minutes in the drying phase and then like another 6 or 7 minutes in the Maillard phase, and that leaves me only like 30 seconds or maybe a minute in the development time, and I'm getting like 14.5% loss, which is not terrible in itself. I would really like to see like 15% for this bean, but my development times, I'm having a really hard time extending to enough time. So like right now it was like, I think the last one I did was 13% development time, maybe it was 12 even, and I wanted to stretch that out to like 18, 19, 20. But I'm having a hard time. I've got gas all the way at 100%, driving that Maillard phase down a little bit. According to Rob Hu, if you shorten your Maillard phase, you get a little bit more clarity at the sacrifice of a little bit of body, which is okay, I think, in this case. It is very acidic, so there's a lot of moisture to burn out, and I understand that it would be okay for me to do this, but I hit a limit. So I need to, on next time I go into work, figure out if I can increase the gas flow at the regulator side underneath the roaster so that 100% actually pushes more heat. I think I can do that, and as long as I can, I should be able to shorten my drying phase. I'd like to see that come down closer to 5 minutes, and then shorten my Maillard phase. I'd like to see that also come down to about 5 minutes. And if I can spend the other 2 to 3 minutes in development, maybe 2, maybe not 3. 3 seems a little bit long now that I think about it. But if I can slow the ROR and hang on to development for like 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, I feel like we would be in a much better place. Because right now, I'm not getting on the big roaster grapefruit at all. I was able to hit some salted chocolate, which was nice, the last time I was able to attempt. And the times before that were really rough. Very vegetal, even spicy, too earthy. A lot of origin notes that are there. I dropped it, I think, last at 411 degrees. Set point around like 408, I think it was. So I was able to hang on from 408 to 411 until drop. But still, that was only about 12% development time. I know for a lot of you, this is like way over your heads right now, and that's okay. This conversation is really meant for the roasters out there. Do you guys have any other suggestions that I can try if shortening Dryard and Maillard don't work out? I could just try for like 415, 420 degrees and take it way more solid medium territory, but I really want that grapefruit note alongside the other stuff. In the sample roaster, I dropped it at like 402, 404, and that tasted really nice. But I was at 50% capacity on the bullet, so I was able to drive that heat a little better in the beginning. On the air roaster, I worked it down to about 63, 65% capacity, so 6.5 kilograms out of 10, and thermal mass was too much, and I just couldn't drive enough heat quick enough. That's where I'm at right now. If you have other ideas, I'd love to hear it. And so for now, I'm just waiting for it to get dark enough so that I can take some photos of the Milky Way. The bridge that I'm working on compositionally for this photography gig I'm on right now for myself is a nice set piece, I guess. You can't see it, but it's back there. I'll show a picture or two right now while I pour some more of this coffee. And if you're thinking about ideas for me for what I can do with our gas roaster, leave them in the comments or send me a message. I'm on Instagram at _DavidSargentCoffee. And then, yeah, I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to listen to the crickets and hear the faint noises of cars on the new 510 bridge. It's nice out. Lots of stars. Not any wind that I can hear. Ah, that's good stuff. Alright, guys. Thanks for listening to that little rant. I am alive. I've been working. It's a busy, busy summer. How have your summers been? I know some of you who watch the channel have actually visited me at Dead River in the cafe, which I love. It's been awesome to be able to talk to some of you who I've never met before, so it's been nice to meet some of you. I wonder how some of your summers are going. I know some of you are doing markets where you're at, or doing coffee trucks or trailers or what have you. I hope your summers have been awesome. If you're using the Bullet, tell me how it's been. Are you interested in the Bullet R2 that was announced? That thing looks pretty cool. I think if you are a current Bullet user, it's not necessarily worth the upgrade in my view. There's a lot that Bullet is capable of, but if you don't have a Bullet yet and you're looking to spend $4,500, $5,000, the R2 looks pretty enticing. Anyway, let's catch up. Meet me in the comments. I'll see you later.